Good morning, Patriots. So let's cover Bernie Sanders jumping back into the race today. How about that? So Bernie's back at it, and he's going to show us all how great socialism and communism is. Good for you, Bernie. Classic Bernie. Coming back, telling us how to live our lives, how to spend our hard-earned wages. Actually, he doesn't even need to tell us. It's just the government needs to spend our wages for us. That's Bernie's way. So Bernie. Classic Bernie. Hard-working Bernie. Never worked a day in his life, yet now he wants to be president of America. Unbelievable. So Bernie launched his campaign yesterday, and he was mentioning how America is an unfair place. Every day I find it harder and harder to cover this sort of thing, because the insanity you hear from the left just gets progressively crazier. So the fact that a man who literally has never had a job until he became a senator for Vermont, it's just baffling. Doesn't anyone stop and say, wait a minute, you've never actually worked a day in your life, and you expect to dictate to us how this country should be run? What a phony. These are the same kind of bureaucrats that run Europe and ran Europe straight into the ground. So give me a flipping break, Bernie, and fess up to it. You've never worked a day in your life, even though you pretend to be the working class's representative. You don't know what work is. You've never gone to an office. You've never had to pay your taxes until you became a senator. He lived in a commune and also got kicked out of the commune for not pulling his own weight. I mean, this guy is an absolute failure. Yet we expect him to run this country, and there's so many stupid young people who believe it. And once again, like I've said in one of my other videos, it makes it very clear. The issue here aren't these bloody stupid socialists trying to take over. The problem here is the American education system. Actually, the education system in the Western world. It's completely controlled by the left. And it's got a left-wing narrative that it's taught to kids that capitalism does not bring prosperity and it only brings equality. And it's bullshit. Because the only system that has brought prosperity to the vast percentage of the world's population is capitalism. I'm so tired of hearing stupid stories on LinkedIn about how workers in China are being abused and underpaid. Guess what? They're there because whatever was the previous profession was worse. They've left their rice paddies to come work in a factory. Yet we're here on a high horse, sipping on our Starbucks, trying to lecture the world about how it's so sad that these people have to work in a factory. The vast majority of the world is thanking the heavens that they've got a job in a factory. But of course, Bernie comes and tells us, he lectures us that America's evil and it's full of inequality. Look, here are the two big lies that have been told to everyone over the years. So the first one is that inequality is bad. Inequality is not bad. Inequality is just a statement. All right, there's more inequality. Does it mean that the people at the bottom are poorer? No. In fact, whenever capitalism shows up at your doorstep, turns out that the people at the bottom actually become richer. And that's always been the case. That's what boggles the mind. It's unbelievable how people believe this crap. Like, doesn't anyone read history? Doesn't anyone study what has happened in the past? It's heartbreaking, really. All of the struggles that capitalism and the Western world has gone through to achieve equal rights for everyone, whether it doesn't matter the color of your skin, who you love, women being able to do what they want. The Western world has brought all these innovations. And it's due to capitalism, because capitalism doesn't give a crap about what the color of your skin is, or if you've got a penis or a vagina, or if you're gay or straight. Capitalism only cares about how much you produce, which sounds cold when Bernie tells you that. But the truth is that that's how the system should work. The system should only care about you and not see your color, and should just say, are you working? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Okay, good. Let your loved ones, your family and friends judge you based off of your personality and the color of your skin, whatever you want. But the capitalist system is unbiased towards your predispositions, things that you're born with. Because the capitalism system only cares about one color, green. Green, baby, that's it. So that's the first lie, is this ridiculous statement that there's a growth of inequality. The second lie is that there's a fixed amount of riches for everyone to share. And that's one of Bernie's main points. He starts off saying, the rich are getting richer and the poor, there's nothing left for the poor. That's absolute bollocks. That's absolute bollocks, because half of the billionaires in the world now are because of the tech industry, high tech in Silicon Valley. And that market, that wealth didn't even exist 50 years ago. It didn't even exist. So who did you steal from? No one. No one got stolen from. That's the beauty of capitalism. You come up with a new product. You create wealth. You create it. It's not like energy. You can't create energy. You can't destroy it. But you can create wealth. You can. And you know what creates wealth? People's energy. People put a bunch of energy into creating a new product. They bust their ass their entire life to build something and give millions of people jobs. And then what's the result? You get Bernie telling you that you're evil, along with his little wombat, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. It's unbelievable. So once again, Bernie's at it again. He's running for president, and he's going to try to peddle you with this lie that in order for there to be rich people, there need to be poor people, because the rich people will steal from the poor people. Obviously bollocks. Secondly, and actually the first point that I mentioned, was this increase in inequality. Who cares? Who cares? It takes money to make money, obviously. And so it should be no surprise that people who have a lot of money will obviously get exponentially richer than someone who doesn't have money and is spending all their money on their rent. I'm sorry, that's just stupid to say that that's evil. That's just the way of the world. That's how investment works. And these super rich, exponentially rich people, they're not just sitting on the money. They're investing it. They're investing it in different opportunities. Yes, they want to get richer, because that's how humans think. They want to get ever richer with that money. It would be stupid to just keep your money in a box and never look at it. It wouldn't make any sense. But that's what they don't tell you. So these rich people, they'll invest their money. And what's the result? Hundreds of thousands of companies get capital that would allow them to hire more people. What's wrong with that? Without these billionaires financing their own retirement savings with these huge investments, thousands of companies wouldn't even have capital to survive. So why do we fight this? Why do we fight this? And on a last note, if the rich are getting richer, but with that, capitalism brings a reduced price and more affordability to everyday items that used to only be purchasable by the wealthy, and poor people are making more money, then what's the problem? What is the problem? Even if you're the poorest person in the world, but you can afford an Xbox, it sounds like the system's actually working. You go to India, that's poverty. Don't tell me there's poverty in America. And if there is poverty in America, it's not because of rich people stealing money. It's usually because of drugs. It's usually because people come from broken families of drug addicts. That's the biggest problem. So when Bernie tells you that income inequality is the biggest problem in America and it's unfair, remember this. If everyone were just as rich as the poor people and everyone was on the same playing field, like Bernie wishes, he would have no problem with that. So his only issue, turns out, isn't the actual living conditions of the poorest, is that he sees and he tells his followers to look at the rich people and be envious. Because he says, look, they're richer than you. They don't deserve all that money. We need to take it. We need to strong arm them and take it from them. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And like I said, that's jealousy. It's envy. And it's not healthy. This is Patriot Euro signing off.